Hey, peaceful gun people. So, I didn't hear about this. The man, and they mentioned this guy's name a few times, Steth. And I was like, who's this Steth guy? How's this guy getting ammo? Where's he getting his ammo? And everybody's like, oh, he's the guy that did The Walking Dead. And nobody got hurt. And I mean, they fired a lot of rounds on The Walking Dead. If you watch that series, it ran for what, 6, 8, 10 seasons. And there is a lot of gunfire in every episode. So, if he kept that area safe, I might call him an expert. I mean, I haven't watched him, but he really gives some damning information in this interview. And again, it goes back to these shitty detectives, these 2 female quota hires that don't know how to conduct an interview, never ask one question about, was live ammo ever on a set? Did anybody ever shoot? I mean, and you know what? I just said that, and maybe I think I remember, was anybody shooting on a set? Maybe was asked. But they did not grill that armor enough. And now this guy, Seth, his information, without a doubt, she brought the rounds. She's responsible on how it got loaded. She's responsible for not being there. And she should be charged. I can't believe they are not charging this purple-haired armorer queen. Here we go.
And Seth Kenny, owner of PDQ Arm and Prop here in Albuquerque, supplied Rust with guns and ammo. And in his interview with
Seth Kenny, owner of something props, so he provided all the props, including the guns.
Santa Fe County Sheriff's Office, he says he had a conversation with Rust armorer Hannah Gutierrez-Reed that was quite alarming.
Hannah Gutierrez-Reed. He had a conversation with her. This is what we call evidence.
For the first time, we're hearing from the man who supplied the movie Rust with its guns and ammo.
I wish she would just come forward. She thinks
He's saying, I wish she would just come forward. She thinks she's going to get away with this. Whoa! Whoa, whoa, whoa! Back the train up! Beep, beep, beep! Are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? She thinks she's going to get... I wish she would just get it out... Come forward. Holy shit. Dude, this guy is witness 1 in the criminal case to charge this girl. She should be charged without a doubt. And if Alec Baldwin, if he has any juice or pull, he ought to be screaming this every time he gets in front of the camera. I can't believe she brought ammo. I can't believe she even asked questions about bringing ammo. I can't believe that she brought her own gun and fired ammo. This is absolute negligence. I can't believe that they haven't charged her. He needs to be singing to the hills about this interview.
she's going to get away with this.
That's Seth Kenny. He owns PDQ Arm and Prop in Albuquerque.
PDQ, what is that? Pretty damn quick?
In his interview with investigators, he asks if anyone has mentioned if Rust armor Hannah Gutierrez-Reed fired live rounds on set.
You know, and if she was shooting, I don't know if you've actually been able to get any statements on it.
No, they haven't got any statements because they don't ask any questions. They let her sit in there, offered her water, and had a great little conversation about freaking Hooters and how one of the detectives used to work there. So no, they have not gotten any statements. This guy is a freaking huge witness.
Had anyone come forward?
Really?
After the investigator says no one has...
Investigator, we haven't, notice they don't say her name. We haven't had anybody come forward. Well, here, little missy, here's a pro tip from a freaking cop who's done a few investigations. Most guilty people don't come forward and tell you they're guilty. Rick, you can't say that. How can you say that? Well, she's a freaking idiot. She's a freaking investigator. She thinks somebody's going to come forward. We haven't had anyone come forward. Maybe that's the purpose of an investigation and questions and following up and following leads. Maybe, just maybe.
Come forward. Kenny brings up an alleged text conversation he had with Gutierrez-Reed on August 15th, 2021.
She wanted to shoot live ammo out of the guns.
She wanted to shoot live animal. This is where we heard all these rumors that the set was firing guns at lunchtime one day. And yet none of the investigators followed up on this and tried to find out, why this is true and where these rumors are coming from. Most people don't just make up facts. If they may, elaborate or blow it up or exaggerate a fact, but they normally just don't make up something like, yeah, we were shooting on the set, or there were people shooting live rounds on the set during lunch one day. I mean, there's so much negligence to go around. Somebody on that set should have went, why the hell do we have live ammo on the set? We're doing shooting scenes. That's dangerous. Who brought the live ammo? The freaking armor? Are you kidding me? She's responsible for safety, and she's bringing live ammo on the set and letting people shoot. But Rick, she used her own gun. Watch her lawyer. Her lawyer defends her. She says she listened to his advice. See, she was always like, wasn't my fault. I was listening to him. I was listening to my dad. I was listening to everybody. It's not my fault. Dude, she is so culpable after this freaking statement. Amazing. She has not been charged.
The TV movie gun, but I said, no effing way, obviously.
He said, no effing way, obviously, because he's a trained guy and he knows that if you mix live rounds and blank rounds, there's too much of a likelihood that somebody misses, somebody keeps a live round gets accidentally left on the cart, a live round accidentally gets loaded in the gun, and then somebody accidentally gets shot. Gee, Ray Charles saw that shit come. I can't believe they haven't charged this woman with this statement.
Yeah.
And then she acknowledged, but then down below, right, you did see where she said, okay, fine.
He's actually showing her texts. I mean, I would be taking screenshots and emailing them to me. I would have my camera out taking pictures of them, because you don't know when he leaves if that's going to be deleted, erased, dropped. He drops his phone in the river. I've got evidence in front of me. I mean, I may just tell him, unfortunately, that's what we do. I know you're going to be calling me a jackboot. I would probably just say, dude, I can't give you this phone back till I get some sort of documentation on this in case something happens. I'd probably seize his phone. That's why when you help the police, be ready that they can do things like that. This is critical evidence. We have text now. Granted, we may be able to get it from the phone company. We may be able to get it from her phone. I don't even know if these idiots even did a search warrant for her phone to get all her texts, all her phone calls, who she called, all her messages. I mean, did they even do a warrant for that? I haven't seen any warrants or any evidence of any warrants that these two idiots have done to try and gather information.
And I'm going to shoot him out of mine now.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
Hang on, how did she see this? Down below, right there, you see where she said, okay, fine, I'm going to shoot them out of mine now. That's an admission. She had live rounds on the set on the 15th or whatever dates on these messages. This is huge. How come they haven't arrested her? When they arrest her, she's going to cry and break down. And they're going to get a statement. Maybe not now because they've waited so freaking long. She's got lawyers. He's told them not to talk. Now they won't get a statement. But had they did a good investigation when they first interviewed her, had the guy on the scene ask a few questions, this case could have been blown wide open. Instead, we've got a woman dead, and we got nobody being held accountable.
She said, okay, fine, I'm going to shoot him out of mine now.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
What does she own?
She owns a...
So the investigators, what is she on? You don't know what kind of gun she owns? You didn't ask her? What, did you ever bring a personal gun? Are these the only guns on the set? Did you ever bring out any personal guns on the set? Do you carry a gun? What kind of guns do you have? I mean, this girl, I'm surprised she owns a 45, he says 45 long Colt. Look, it's 45 Colt, but your gun people will get all technical and say, it's a 45 Colt. There's no such thing as a long Colt. We have a 45 ACP, which is a shorter made for semi-automatics, and it's shorter than a 45 Colt. So common language is the long Colt is the original 45 Colt shot out of revolvers, and the shorter one is a 45 ACP. So when people say 45 long Colt, you'll have your tactical guru, your internet Navy SEALs who want to show how smart they are. There's no such thing as a 45 long Colt. It's just a 45 Colt. All right, whatever. But I'm just trying to let you know, when he says long Colt, that's common. I call it a long Colt because it's just easy to identify if you see the two rounds. 45 ACP is the short one that's fired out of semi-automatics. The 45 long Colt that's taller and longer is the revolver that's fired out of revolvers. All right?
45 long Colt of a single action army. It's a reproduction.
Last week, Gutierrez...
See, the only reason that an armored would want to bring her own gun out and let people shoot live rounds is because she likes being a hero. She likes being the expert. She likes being able to break the rules. She likes to show how important she is. It's all about her fragile ego, and we have to make her feel good. Kind of like her dad did by getting her job. She didn't have to interview. She's getting paid. She says, I don't know. They're mad at me. They want me to do 2 jobs. They say I'm spending too much time on the truck. They say I'm not spending enough. So it's all about me, me, me. I'm the victim. And she brings freaking live ammo and her own gun out there. I guarantee you, she emptied her gun. She was wearing a backpack that she always wears. She put some live round in there and she left 1 round in there. She may have left 8 or 10 rounds, but because the cart wasn't secure, she was probably able to remove all the other live rounds. Because the crime scene wasn't secure, the guy who was digging around maybe was able to remove live rounds. Somebody removed live rounds. I can almost guarantee you it was probably her.
Gutierrez Reed's lawyer, Jason Bowles, released a statement in a letter to the Santa Fe County District Attorney, saying in part,
now this is her attorney defending her. Watch this. He admits her guilt while defending her. Ready?
Hannah as armor is required to know the functionality of weapons and to have good working knowledge of their features, including their safe handling.
So now he's justifying why she would have her own, because when it comes out in the civil trial, why did you bring out your own personal handgun? You had guns there. He's going to be able to say she needed to do that so she is good with her weapon and have knowledge, okay?
In texts, Hannah asked Seth if she could fire live rounds through a trap door.
Her attorney is corroborating and acknowledging that, in fact, there was a text. Now, even if we lose the text, we have corroboration that the text happened. We have him giving us a statement. He showed it to the investigator. She read it and saw it. And now her attorney acknowledges that they were texts. So even if we lose the phone now, we can still get this evidence in.
Meaning a historical weapon, a Springfield trapdoor. Hannah wanted to fire the historical weapon after working hours and off the production set.
After working hours, meaning she didn't do it while on duty. She did it afterwards. And they're saying off the production set. Is he talking about the house? Is he talking about the area? Is he talking about the entire ranch that they rented? Where did she go and fire this? We don't know, because nobody asked the question.
Seth stated that live rounds shouldn't be fired through prop weapons, and Hannah listened.
So he's defending her by saying, I don't want to address the fact that her dumbass wanted to bring live rounds onto set and use them in prop guns to where they could possibly get left or could be dropped on the ground and somebody can find it and think it was a dummy and throw it on a cart. I don't want to address all that. I want to say that my purple-haired client listened to Steph, the expert, when he said, don't fire him through the prop guns, and she didn't fire him. He's acknowledging also that she probably fired him through her own gun. Man, freaking, this is huge!
And in the statement, Bowles also says the conversation happened while Gutierrez Reed was working on another. And in the statement,
I wish she would just come forward. She thinks she's going to get away with it. This leads me to a new charge of investigation of conspiracy to obstruct. She's obstructing the investigation. She knows and has knowledge and information that she knows would help us, and she is now hiding and trying to get away with not getting us that information. Now I have more charges that I can get search warrants for her phone or her house or her car or her range documents, or, I mean, I can go everywhere now, and these 2 investigators are probably sitting there, well, nobody admitted it, so I guess we'll just close the case. What a cluster!
Bowles also says the conversation happened while Gutierrez Reed was working on another movie called The Old Way.
Not only did she do it in this movie, she did it in another movie. Now we have prior scheme and design. This is her modus operandum. This is her mode of operation for her to do shit. She brings her guns to set with live ammo and shoots. Not only did she do it here, she did it another set. This girl is so criminally negligent. It's crazy. I can't believe they haven't haven't charged her.
I'm John Carnelli reporting KOAT Action 7 News.
John, thank you. After investigators conducted the interview, Kinney's prop shop was searched. There were live and dummy rounds found there.
Ooh. So after the interview, they searched his place and live and dummy rounds. Now, he may have had good records, good separation. He's a gun guy. It's reasonable at his shop that he may have live rounds. But it's also her to say plausible deniability. Hey, it wasn't me that brought the live rounds. He supplied them. He probably accidentally stuck in a live round. What a freaking complete disaster. And these freaking investigators with their little freaking buns and their no questioning and lack of investigative skill and lack of authoritative questioning and aggressive trying to dig into the criminal offense. They're just freaking having a little party, asking questions, eating lunch, getting paid, being a big, I'm a big detective and I got to interview some movie stars. Woo! What a cluster. All right. We'll see what else in the new developments. We'll end it there.